Hello there and welcome to another loss. Liverpool nil, Chelsea 1, and I might as well start the video like that because I think this is our 8th loss this season. I think we've got 12 wins, 7 draws and 8 losses, and I don't think on the run of play, don't think on the run of the whole game, I don't feel that we really deserved much more from the game. Now, there's going to be people that will disagree with it, and could it have been a handball against N'Golo Kante? Let's just have a quick look at it straight away. Could it have been? Could have. Definitely could have. Could have been given. Have seen them given for sure. Probably would have been a little bit harsh on Chelsea. I'm still, if I'm being completely trying to be as unbiased as possible, like, I don't think Timo Werner was offside for the first, what would have been the first goal where he got us on the counter the first time. Um, I don't think he was offside. I think the way that they marked it and the way that they mark it with the VAR line is iffy. We could have got a penalty here, whether we deserved one or not, who knows? But let me just tell you what I thought about Chelsea playing Chelsea first of all. Playing Chelsea felt like being attacked by a hurricane. It really, really did. We can't even turn around and say, "Oh, we bossed possession." We didn't. We absolutely didn't. They bossed us for at least the very first 10 minutes, pretty much unequivocally. They were on the ball much better than us. Creative, they were better than us. They were so dangerous. Every single attack or every single flight at our goal felt like it could be a goal for Chelsea. Felt like it was just waiting to happen. It was just something it was going to come. They were going to keep pushing. They were going to keep pressing, and they were going to force us into mistakes. And inevitably, that is essentially what happened in the end. Mason Mount's goal. It was a nice goal. You can't take it away from the lad, but he had so much time to run from one edge of our box, pretty much to the centre of our box, and unleash a shot. I don't blame Allison for that one, not one bit. I really don't. I think Allison actually came up clutch quite a little bit, made some good saves and stuff like that as well. But the defence just let Mason Mount just unleash a shot, and it was a good shot. It went in. By that point, they could have been 2-0 up if Werner's goal hadn't been ruled out for offside. Yeah, we could have got a penalty. Could have got a penalty. But what we need to be looking at here as well, I don't think on the run of play that we deserve to win the game. I don't. And I'm just being totally honest with you. I don't think that we deserve to win the game. Not even entirely sure whether we deserved to draw the game. Right? We only had, I mean, look, they had way more shots than us in general. Way more shots on target. That is something that keeps coming back to us so much. So many games. Not even against the caliber of a Chelsea team. Against a West Brom. Against a Newcastle. Against other teams lower in the league where we're having one or two shots on target, if that. And I think our shot on target might have been a Genie Wijnaldum header deep into the second half. It's just not good enough. It really isn't good enough. And players can come out on social media and stuff like that all they want, saying like a rallying call that we're going through a tough moment, but the best way for us to get through this is together. We fight on together. We do this together. It's like, that's all well and good, but like, how have we gone from the juggernaut of a team that we were? All right, yes, we've got a lot of injuries, but our front line has barely been touched. We've barely had like Salah, Mane, Firmino out. Yes, we've been missing, Jota, but Jota wasn't with us last season. The midfield, yeah, we're missing some players there as well, but we've actually added to it as well. We've missed a lot of players, but they're back now. So what I'm saying, like, a lot of them are back anyway. Obviously, we've lost Jordan Henderson. Diogo Jota was able to come into this game, was able to get substituted on as well. And that was a positive substitution in some ways. What I didn't understand, and I'm not I'm not saying anything about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain here, or even James Milner, or even any Jota, the other substitution. Was I felt in attack, while it wasn't coming off for him a great deal, that Salah was the highest performer in attack for us. All right, I know there was an exchange somewhere. I think I've got it here. Let me just see if I have. Salah, yeah, Salah's not happy at being taken off, shaking his head as he walked to the bench. But 5 minutes ago, Klopp was screaming at him to track back and help out defensively. He was a long way off, bit of a half-hearted jog. Klopp turned to Linders almost straight away, and they discussed replacing him. Right, I do take a little. I know how the Liverpool system is supposed to work. Everybody, from back to front, we work in defence and we work in attack. Totally get that. But if Salah's not tracking back, but in attack he's probably our most, our good outlet, our most likely person to score a goal, and we substitute him off, then why not change someone in midfield? We did change someone in midfield. We brought James Milner on. Now, Milner could have helped out Trent Alexander Arnold a little bit more, if anything else. Or, if you really want to throw a curveball, put Nico Williams on instead of Trent Alexander Arnold. If it's causing that much of an issue for Salah tracking back, then clearly, in some ways, as harsh as it is to say, Trent Alexander Arnold's not doing his primary job as a right back. Yes, I know how Liverpool play. It is all about Andy Robertson, Trent Alexander Arnold going as far up the pitch as they can and trying to create chances. But when that's not happening, your primary job is as a defender. That's why you're not a winger and you're not currently a centre mid. Whether that happens in future, who knows? That's just not something that we're not. What's the point in talking about that right now? That's not the issue. Salah was our most likely source of a goal. He was. He was about. He looked like he was our best, in my opinion, anyway. And again, this is just my opinion. He was our most likely source of a goal, and we substituted him off, and we basically blunted any sort of chance of getting a goal. The play would have been. A lot of people are saying Firmino should have come off. I felt that Mane should have come off. Personally, there was a lot of times. There was obviously the glaring miss that he made, where the ball comes over the top and he tried to hit it on the volley and missed the volley completely. And you look at that and you think, if that's Mane, like bang at it, that's hitting the back of the net. And it didn't happen. There was a couple of chances that fell Mane's way that just didn't get taken. The ball got caught up in his feet and stuff like that as well. And like I say, when you look at these player ratings, there isn't anyone that really looks like they misperformed. But there were definitely changes that could have been made here. There really, really were. For one, for me, I would not have put Fabinho at defence. Now, obviously, we heard that Nat Phillips had picked up a little bit of an injury. Apparently, he's going to be ready for Fulham at the weekend. But we've got Ben Davies, who wasn't even in the matchday squad. We've even got Reece Williams, while people don't really seem to like him a great deal at the moment. I've got no issues with him, but he definitely could have been an option that we could have played in defence. We could have. If there was something wrong with Ben Davies, then all right. I don't know what it is. Don't know if it ever got explained, but why he wasn't in the matchday squad. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he definitely wasn't in the matchday squad. That's really, really bizarre. You know, defenders need to be playing in defence. Fabinho is too much of a Fabinho's been brilliant in defence. He has been. But I want to see him in midfield. See him in midfield because that could make a little bit of a difference for us. And then in the front line, with Jota back, we had the option of having Shaqiri possibly come on. Naby Keita could have come on. Why Naby Keita didn't come on, I have absolutely no idea. Whether it was instead of Oxlade-Chamberlain or instead of Milner, whoever. But you could have had people that were creative come on. Naby Keita, Xherdan Shaqiri, then Jota. Jota comes on. Whatever. There's just something's not right with Liverpool this season. We know that. I think we're 7th now because I think yes we are. Look at that, fantastic. We're 7th now because Everton and Chelsea obviously won last night. and it's now it was a massive ask anyway about trying to get into the top four. It's still going to be a massive ask because Chelsea were very very good. Everton apparently played abysmally against West Brom. I didn't watch it. I watched the Fulham game because I wanted to see what our next opponent looked like after this game. By the way, I felt that Fulham deserved to get at least a point out of that Tottenham game, but never mind. That's by the by. Everton played apparently really, really poorly and still got the win. Chelsea played very, very well, got the win. We've got 12 games left. Somehow, to make a top four run, I imagine whoever our opponents are that we come up, bearing in mind we'll still have to play like Arsenal again, Leeds again, Aston Villa again. Like the games are not going to be easy, and to think that we're going to string a run of results together to try and get into the top four, I don't know. I'm not feeling overly optimistic about it. I'll just be honest with you. I just don't think that that's going to be something that, we may have to bank everything in on the Champions League, and even then, that's a difficult thing to do. That really is a difficult thing to do. I really do. Because my thoughts right now are, if we don't make top four, then tank the league completely and don't get into Europe at all next year. Because the Europa League is an absolute nightmare. People joking about like, oh, I've never been to Albania before. Well, I don't know. Some people will say playing in Europe will, whether it's the Europa League or the Champions League, whichever, then it'll be good regardless. You'll be able to, keep a lot of your players and such like that. A lot of I don't know. I think that could be something that comes into the conversation of will players want to stay, or will they end up being, up for set? I don't know. It's not something that I really want to consider right now. It's just my mind's everywhere in terms of just what's going on in terms of Liverpool. We're not doing very well. Don't know. Don't know whether we get a change of system, a change of players, and stuff like that. People will be like, you could turn around and do radical changes. You could have Nico Williams starting games instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold, or you could have Simicast playing instead of Robertson. Not saying that all these guys, are misperforming on a great level, but something's not clicking. Again, we looked like okay. We looked pretty good against Sheffield United, bearing in mind that they're bottom of the table. But we looked pretty good. And then we come back into this Chelsea game and we look stale again. We just look stale. Like someone's left the top off your bread. Go pick it up, and man, it's feeling a bit crumbly. Like not in a good way. Feels like a biscuit gone stale. Don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if any of you guys know what the answer is. But fair play to Chelsea. I can't say anything else. Like I don't. I've got no affiliation with Chelsea whatsoever or any other team in the league. But man, it felt like a whirlwind. It really did feel like a whirlwind for us. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. Because to be honest with you, I don't think it needs a great deal of analysis. I really don't think it needs a great deal of analysis. Don't really need to go into. I think all we could basically have just said is that they played well. They played good. They played their football. People might turn around and say, well, they just played long ball football. They found a tactic that worked against us. That is working for a lot of teams against us as well. And this is not going to get easier for us. With, as I said, the teams that we've got to play, still in the league: Arsenal, Leeds, Aston Villa again. Like it's not going to get easier. It could get harder. It could be a bit of a miserable end to the season. Let's be honest. But hey, Klopp's doing his press conference right now for the Fulham game anyway. So I'm going to record the Fulham preview after this video anyway. But thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed any part of it or liked it, whatever, please do feel free to like the video and subscribe if you're new around here as well. Thank you ever so much for watching and your continued support, and I'll catch you later.